Right now, the search is on. This is for a new Minneapolis police chief.
An abrupt resignation from Brian O'Hara after an internal investigation found he tampered with a different investigation into allegations against him. And now, as he is off the force, city leaders are shifting as far as who is going to fill that role. Our Barrett Leone joins us live now as that search process it is just beginning. Barrett, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it sure is. And actually, the process is still being finalized, how they will find, search, and hire a new police chief here in the city of Minneapolis. But we have been here before. So from the past, we know that this search can take months. It was just 4 years ago that we were in the middle of this same process. In 2022, Chief Madaria Arredondo retired at the start of the year. The city then hired a consulting firm to lead the search for a new chief, and that search went nationwide. It also surveyed the public and created a search committee. During this process, an interim chief served for nearly a year before Brian O'Hara was ultimately selected and officially sworn in November of 2022 with unanimous support from the Minneapolis City Council. While Mayor Jacob Frey says O'Hara's actions broke trust, he also credits the former chief for the work he's done in his tenure.
I'm confident, given that we are in a substantially different place than we were 3 and 5 years ago, that we're on the right track, that we'll recruit a top-notch talent.
O'Hara's attorney tells us in a statement, in part, quote, the circumstances of Chief O'Hara's departure should not define his service, and that he was proud to serve Minneapolis. He pointed to decreased crime, a growing force, and O'Hara's progress on rebuilding community trust and pride within the ranks of MPD. Now, the city says Assistant Chief Katie Blackwell is now leading MPD, and she will stay in that role until the mayor appoints an interim chief.
Of course, it comes at a critical time because they're still trying to get those numbers back to where they're supposed to be right now.
Right, and you got a lot of steps before we can find that more permanent chief. All right, Barrett, thank you. Now, who will replace O'Hara? It's going to have big impacts to all of us and our public safety here in the city. WCCO will, of course, stay on this story. The latest developments, where we go from here. Watch us on air and online for any new updates just as soon as we learn them.
Developing this morning, we're working to learn more about a police investigation in Eagan.
So this happened near Vermilion Court and Burgundy Drive. It's just about 5 minutes from Black Hawk Park. Police posted a warning to stay away from that area. This was about 9:20 last night. Well, less than an hour later, they posted an update saying that the police activity was over and no one needed to avoid that spot anymore. We did reach out to police. We will update you just as soon as we learn more. And right now, police are looking for the person who shot and killed a 26-year-old man. This was at a local prayer service.
A local mosque was sponsoring an Eid al-Adha celebration at Canterbury Park Event Center. Shakopee police say some sort of fight broke out and the young man was shot several times. He later died at the hospital. A post from the AFSCME Council 5 union says the man killed was one of their field representatives, Khalid Abdi. We have not been able to independently verify Abdi was the victim. Police say there is no threat to the public. A man is now facing several charges after a security scare at a Lakeville mosque.
We do have surveillance videos. This is from Friday as police arrested Jacob Ethington. They don't think that he targeted the mosque for religious reasons. He's 34 years old. He lives in the area. He does have a history of mental health issues. Charges say that he had a knife, a box cutter, several lighters, and drugs on him. New this morning, police in Edina, they are sending out another warning for car break-ins.
Officers reminding people who live in the city to lock around the clock. This follows recent thefts. They say these crimes happen quickly often, and they're reminding everyone to use the time approach. That's take your keys with you in your car. Don't leave your valuables visible. Make sure your windows and doors are locked, and even when you are home, make sure that garage door is closed. They also say park in well-lit areas and report any suspicious activity. It's 6:06. Let's check in at the live desk. Maria Lisignoli joins us because you're following the new attacks in the Middle East between the U.S. and Iran.
Yes, that's right. The fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is technically still holding this morning, even as the two nations launched new strikes. A U.S. official confirms American forces shot down 4 Iranian drones and hit a ground control center threatening the Strait of Hormuz. In response, Iran said it attacked a U.S. military airbase. President Trump dialed up the pressure on Tehran during a cabinet meeting at the White House.
They're negotiating on fumes, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we have to go back and finish it. Maybe we don't. We can make a good deal right now, but maybe not a great deal. And if it's not a great deal, we're not making it.
President Trump insists he doesn't feel pressured to rush into a deal. This morning, Iran renewed calls for the U.S. to unfreeze its assets. Yesterday, President Trump pushed back, saying, quote, "When they behave properly and when they do what's right, we'll let them have their money," end quote.
All right. Seems like there's still a lot of work to be done for everyone to come together there. All right, Maria, thank you. In Help Watch this morning, a shift in U.S. policy when it comes to the latest Ebola outbreak. Now, during the previous outbreaks, American patients were medevaced back home to receive care. But now a quarantine and treatment center that's going to be set up in Kenya. This is for Americans who have been exposed to the deadly virus. So this comes as concerns about the spread of the outbreak intensify. On Wednesday, Uganda ordered the closure of its border with the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is where suspected cases of Ebola have surged past 1,000.
In your money this morning, more American families are struggling to afford food. That's according to new research from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Researchers found food insecurity has climbed since the beginning of the pandemic. It's specifically impacting lower income households, families with young children, and people with less education. In February, 10% of households surveyed said they did not have enough food, and that is up from 4% in mid-2020. We also know more people reported receiving food assistance, relying on donations and dipping into savings to cover those everyday expenses. And millions of student loan borrowers could soon have to pay more on their debt. The Biden-era repayment plan, known as SAVE, is ending after a challenge from Republican attorneys general. People enrolled in it will have to choose a new repayment plan. In July, federal loan servicers will send notifications to enrollees that'll outline new plans and deadlines for signing up. That could mean those higher monthly payments. If you don't make a new selection for a new plan, you'll be put into the standard repayment plan with fixed payments. And teens looking for a summer job may have a tougher time finding one. There's a new forecast from the consulting firm Challenger Grand Christmas. It projects about 790,000 jobs will go to teen workers between May and July. That is the potentially weakest season on record. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Economists point to a mix of factors, including things like inflation, higher fuel costs, slower hiring, and growing use of technology. We know teens are competing with older workers for those seasonal jobs while balancing those summer classes and internships along with sports and family responsibilities.